Hey guys, all right, this is Tony. We're just about a day and a half or so away from starting our 30-day plan. I already went through the nutrition and meal planning and some of that stuff, which you'll hear more about throughout the 30 days, but I thought I would touch on movement and exercise. So this, I have to admit, I am going to be really open. This is where I personally struggle. I know a lot of people struggle with the nutrition piece, but when I got sick in 2008, I was over exercising. So I was doing marathons and triathlons, and that's in my mind, that's what made me sick. I was overdoing it. And so the nutrition piece is what saved my life. So for me, a lot of my friends are like, how do you do it all the time? How are you able to? Well, I look at food. I know from a personal experience that food is medicine. And in the same breath, exercise. I know that it's not logical. I know, I've learned so much about, movement and the benefits, and they're endless. We've always known that. But for me, in my mind, like I said, it's a place that I get stuck. Because I get scared to push myself, because any little thing, I'm going to hurt myself again. I'm going to get sick again. So I'm just being really open. This is a place that I really struggle. So I wanted to share a few tips. And again, this is something that we're going to cover on those calls during the 30 days, but I wanted to give you some tips so you guys can start thinking about what you can do when we start on Monday. Because again, movement is really important. I will say that most patients I see, they do not need more exercise. A lot of people I see are coming in, if you have any kind of symptoms or illness or anything like that, most of the time, you don't necessarily need more. Again, you need to move in a way that your body loves and that benefits you, but you don't need to push it. For example, we do something in our office called a NutrEval test, and it's a very in-depth. It's not something that the regular Quest Lab does, but we do it in our office, and it's a functional medicine test, and it really looks at that cellular level. It's a blood and urine test that looks at everything from how well your mitochondria are functioning. I call mitochondria your little rats on wheels in your cells that create energy. So it looks at how well those are functioning and how much cellular energy you have. And I always say, how can you expect anything in your body, from your thyroid to your gut to your brain or anything like that, to work if your mitochondria aren't working? But it also looks at things like all 8 of your B vitamins and your antioxidants and your mineral status and your neurotransmitters and your detoxification and things like that. So I had a gal recently who was not feeling well, and she tells me she exercises 5 times a week, and it was pretty intensive exercise. And we got her NutrEval results back, and she was kind of a train wreck. I mean, she had a lot of things going on. We also looked at her gut. She had a lot of issues in her gut. And I said, let me guess, you're gaining weight. And she's like, oh, yes, no matter what I do. And I always say your body, when you're born with just so much organ reserve. And you probably heard this on that Disease Delusion. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to that on that website. But I talk about the organ reserve, and you're born with so much of it, and throughout your life you pull from it, whether it's stress, trauma. In stress, your body doesn't categorize stress, right? It could be a tooth infection, a fight with a spouse, or road rage on your way to work if you're driving an hour each way to work every day. So it doesn't matter. Your body, it's still stress. And so over time you pull on this organ reserve, kind of like a bank account, right? You use it up over time. And for her, she had used hers up, and she was nutrient depleted. And, when that happens, cortisol goes up. You have these things that happen that make you hang on to weight. And so she was putting a stressor. She was over exercising and putting a stressor on her body that I actually had to tell her, we need to back down for now. So again, it's very personalized. But that's why I'm really encouraging you. I just spoke with 2 people who joined the challenge this last week, who one of them was, when I was talking to her, she was just getting home from the gym. And the other one, she told me exercise was completely non-existent and she would be embarrassed to do a food log. So I think, again, this is just very personalized. It depends on where you are. So what we do want to do is, like I said, move in, don't do anything that that overdoes it. You want to move in a way that your body loves, and you want to be more consistent with it. This doesn't mean kill yourself. Just like I said on the food plan, if you're only eating 1 to 3 servings of vegetables a day, I would never expect you to go get 9 to 15. You would hate me because things would turn upside down. Your bowels would be completely messed up. And exercise is no different. All these people that go to the gym for 3 hours, on January 1st, and they get to day 4 of doing that, and they go, oh, they throw in the towel and go, this is ridiculous. It's not realistic. This can't be done. Well, this is the same thing. We've got to do, it's little things every day. It's little successes every day. It's the consistency every day, short amounts of time that make the biggest difference and that really turn into habits and lifestyle. So, let's see. I've already said the benefits. I'm not going to go through the specifics of the benefits of exercise. You can Google that. They're endless, I will say. My little kiddo's outside. Let's see. Oh, that's what I wanted to make sure I cover. So you want to do things that build your endurance. You want to do things that build up your strength and your flexibility. Those are really important. You want to do things that have minimal impact on your joints. I encourage a lot of people to swim, and I'm going to share what I'm going to do. But like I said, if you have something that you're already doing, if you're already going to the gym, if you already have a personal trainer, whatever it is, keep doing it. If you don't have anything, I'm going to show you today what you can do and what I'm going to do, at least what I'm going to do. So you want to be more consistent with it. So if you only have a day or two working out for 3 hours those 2 days, or 2 hours those 2 days, I would rather you do a little bit, even 15 minutes every day, versus doing that. What you don't want to do is obviously exceed your physical capabilities. Like I said, you don't want to be the weekend warrior, and that's what I was just mentioning. You don't want to put stressors on your joints and things like that. But if you don't do anything, what I would recommend is getting a pedometer and putting it on. They're cheap, and just setting a goal, again, like that vegetable thing, just setting a goal of 10,000 steps a day. And then if you know how to calculate your aerobic zone, if you're already doing 10,000 or you're doing close to that, you can also get into your zone as far as your respiratory and pulse rate. So that's that 180 minus your age. And I can post something about that out there. It may even be on the website, but you can always get into your zone, then just kick it up a little bit and walk a little bit faster if that's already what you do. And then I also wanted to share this study, and I do this later on too in the month, but there was a study on university students that I'll share, but when they went, you get your bigger bang for buck going from like sedentary to a little exercise than a little to a lot. So there was a study done on university students that went from sedentary to 10,000 steps a day, showed lower blood pressure, improved heart health after only 6 weeks. And then even more proof that studies confirmed also after stopping that regular walking program that insulin sensitivity decreased, and angry fat, that inflammatory fat started to accumulate again, that bad fat. So again, just a little bit goes a long way. We don't have to be these, incredible triathlon people to be healthy. In fact, I shared this, but my dad was Mr. Kansas bodybuilder. I mean, sometimes, people who look healthy aren't always all that healthy. I see a lot of people who have been through that, and now they're not the healthiest people. So let's see. So what I was going to do is, at minimum, because again, it's cold. I kind of like to jog, but it's really cold, and I haven't been all that motivated to do that in this weather. So again, if you already have something, great. But what I would recommend is, most everybody has a phone. If you have a phone, and if not, just go, obviously you're on your PC or whatever, you can walk. But if you have a phone and you have the ability to download an app, I'm going to be doing the 30-day fitness challenge. And if I get around to it later this evening or maybe this next week, I'll post some screenshots from the fitness app. But it's called 30-day fitness challenge. And when you go into that, there's different workouts. So there's an abs workout, a full body workout, a butt, an arm, a leg. I'm gonna do the full body. And when you click on it, what's nice is this is more geared for somebody who, there's actually, when you go into, say, full body, there's different levels. So there's easy, medium, and hard. So if you're already working out and you want to jump into the hard, or if you're medium, or if you don't, like I said, if you do absolutely nothing, you could go into the easy plan. And then once you click on that easy plan, it lists like day one, or there's little circles, day 1 through 30. So for every day of the plan. And then there's extra, when you click on day 1, there's exercises, and say it lists 4 or 5 of them. So jumping jacks was one, step ups, plank, abdominal crunch, and push-ups. And then it starts out really easy on day 1. So it gives you the reps. So there was 15 jumping jacks, 10 step ups on the easy or whatever. And it'll list that, and then it tracks your progress as you go. So then you know, okay, and it doesn't take but 5 minutes on day 1. So again, it's just that we're trying to make a habit if you don't already have that in place. So anyways, I hope this is helpful, and I will be posting a little bit more on some meditation for stress, because that's just such a huge piece of it. And then I'm so excited to get started with you guys. On Monday, I got my shopping done today, and I'm ready to go. So I'm super excited. All right, have a great weekend, guys. We'll talk soon.